The Gauntlet Runner is by far the coolest mechanic in Metaphor ReFantazio, and I cannot wait to travel the wasteland and bond with these charming characters that the game won't let us romance. The Gauntlet Runner gives off a futuristic impression in the fantasy world of Metaphor and was brilliantly crafted by Ikuto Yamashita, who is known for his works on the Neon Evangelion series, with a pair of monster-like legs empowering the huge ship to run on land. So what exactly is this Gauntlet Runner and why is it designed like this? Well, there's actually a dark origin behind the Gauntlet Runner. Before that though, if you're excited to ride one of these bad boys, then like this video and join Otaku Define for more Metaphor content. So let's get straight to the point. Why does the Gauntlet Runner look like a ship with legs? While ship with legs isn't a new concept, the term Gauntlet Runner is a historical reference. In the past, a Gauntlet Runner was someone who was forced to run between two lines of people who would strike them as they pass. This punishment is known as running the gauntlet and is used in various cultures. In medieval Europe, the gauntlet run was a form of military punishment but was also used in civilian contexts. Criminals were forced to run through a gauntlet of soldiers or villagers who would strike them with sticks or other objects. This practice carried on through history and was used in the Age of Sail by sailors to punish their crewmates. In another part of the world, some Native American tribes also used the Gauntlet Runner. This practice served both as a form of punishment and as a means of restoring harmony within the tribe. The concept of Gauntlet Runner evolved and is taken in a more metaphor sense, as it refers to anyone who faces a series of challenges or obstacles, similar to our protagonist who will need to overcome a series of challenges to save the prince and become the king. What's interesting is that based on the concept art of the Gauntlet Runner, it does look like a ship, where the front is a huge deck, the windows are portholes, and the vessel houses different amenities such as a war room, kitchen, and even a laundry. Various versions of the Gauntlet Runner have cannons in the game, and it even has an alarm system to warn the passengers of attacks. Then below its deck is possibly the most unconventional thing in the Gauntlet Runner: a pair of horns or megaphones which are used for talking to a huge crowd or to other passengers of another Gauntlet Runner. In essence, we can call these Gauntlet Runners as landships, especially considering that Studio Zero has said that the Japanese name for the Gauntlet Runner is a homonym for armored tanks. Speaking of the Japanese name, the Gauntlet Runner is called Gaisensha, a propaganda car, as each character of the kanji means street, propaganda, vehicle. In Japan, these trucks are often seen during political campaigns, demonstrations, or promotional events, where they broadcast messages through loudspeakers and display banners or signs to convey information or promote specific causes, which is really on point with the goal of the protagonist to take the throne, campaigning throughout the continent and preaching his propaganda to unite all races. And again, in a metaphorical sense, Gauntlet Runner is often used to describe a political candidate who is willing to face a series of challenges, obstacles, and adversities throughout their campaign. Not only that, but political Gauntlet Runners also dealt with international relations. They engaged in diplomacy and navigated a complex geopolitical landscape, balancing competing interests, managing consular crises, and negotiating treaties and agreements, which is again similar to the ideals of the protagonist of Metaphor. But it's not all good, since political Gauntlet Runners are also seen as someone who is facing a lot of political scandals and controversies, often being the target of media scrutiny, public condemnation, and potential legal consequences. And remember, historically, a Gauntlet Runner is seen as a person who is taking a punishment with them, navigating through a sea of people who would strike them on both sides. This theme for the Gauntlet Runner and the protagonist is intentional. While Natsuo Makoto here does in fact have good intentions in his platform to unite all races when he becomes king, there are certainly other races who would oppose his idea and will create political propagandas against the protagonist. And we'll see a heavier emphasis on the price we need to pay to achieve peaceful equality on all races. I mean, even in the real world, this has happened multiple times. Additionally, it is also a reference as to how some Native Americans used the Gauntlet Runner as a means of restoring peace within the tribe. And Hashino, the director of Metaphor, has stated that the narrative of the game will be a reflection of society told in a fantasy world. The Persona series creators never shied away to tell a controversial story. and it is absolutely creative of them to pick a cool sounding name for a cool looking vehicle that packs a lot of hidden meaning, which in my opinion adds to the genius on how they craft their story for a game that will surely impact everyone. But hey, this is just my analysis from what I have seen in the design and concept arts of the Gauntlet Runner. So tell me what you think of these oversized campaign cars. Do you love them so far? Let me know in the comments. Speaking of love, it really sucks that we can't romance anyone in Metaphor ReFantazio. I mean, just look at Hulkenberg. But there's actually a good reason why Metaphor went in a no-romance direction. Check this video out. Like and subscribe to Otaku to Find for more Metaphor content. This is Math, and stay awesome, my dudes.
This place, it isn't a utopia.